Hi YouTube, my name is Virginia. I thought it was time that I introduced myself. I originally started posting my videos where I only thought people that I knew would be watching them. I didn't have any intentions on posting everything out for the whole world to see. But after I posted my first video and then I went and started watching a bunch of others, I decided that maybe someone would benefit by hearing my story, my weight loss story. So let me get on with it so I don't make this longer than it should be. I notice that everyone's the longest video is 10 minutes, so I'll try and keep it underneath that. Let me start by saying that I'm 50 years old. I turned 50 on October 8th last year, and prior to that, on May 21st of 2007, I had weight loss surgery that included a lap band. Surgery went really well for me. I didn't have any complications, and I started losing right away, doing very well. However, somewhere around August, I started to experience a lot of gas. And when I say gas, I'm not talking about the oops, excuse me kind of, I passed gas. I'm talking full-blown explosions. And it was extremely uncomfortable, extremely painful, because my stomach would get very bloated, very uncomfortable. I would double over, and I would make constant trips to the bathroom. Well, August, September, around that time, I started to complain to my surgeon that I felt it had to do with the lap band, and he insisted it had nothing to do with the lap band, that it had to do with my food. So I started charting my foods. I started to eliminate milk products and caffeine or any of my coffee drinks, chocolate, not that I was eating regular chocolate, but with my shakes and whatnot, legumes, beans, cauliflower, I mean, you name it, I was eliminating it, and it wasn't doing any good. So I started complaining to him again. I said, it's not food, it's got to be the lap band. He goes, no, it's not the lap band. So we went round and round. Well, accidentally in October, I got a fill that was too tight, and that brought me all the way through my 50th birthday, which I didn't enjoy at all because I couldn't eat or drink anything since I was so tight. Then a couple, 2 or 3 weeks later, I went and had an unfill, and that still didn't do any good. This brought me to around Thanksgiving time, and I still was way too tight, and I got another unfill, and this time they took about 1.5 cc's out, and I was no restriction whatsoever. From that point on, with no restriction, I was able to eat, and eat I did. And I have no regrets during that time. I ate fast food that I've never been a fast food person in my life, but I decided, I was eating everything and enjoying everything, and I hadn't enjoyed food in such a long time. And the funny thing about it was, the gas was gone. Here I was eating everything under the sun, including milk products and candy and fast food and everything you can imagine, and I've got no gas. So I decided to hold off until the holidays were over, and I made a fill for January, or an appointment for January 12th with my fill surgeon. And I told him at the time that I had been researching the RNY. I had been doing more research on the lap band. I had been charting my foods, and I felt that if my gas came back with this new fill, that it was the band that's causing the problem, and I wanted it out. Well, as soon as I said I wanted it out, he wakes up and decides to treat this as a serious problem. So he says, well, let's exhaust all there is to exhaust and make sure you're okay before you make that decision. And I said, okay. So needless to say, the next 2 weeks were hell because the gas came back. I was miserable. I was doubling over again, and I this time printed out, I made an appointment with him one more time. I printed out all my documentation, everything that I had researched, brought it to him, and I said, look, it is not my food. It's not anything that I'm doing. It has to be the band, because when I didn't have any restriction, I had no gas problems. And now that I've got the restriction back, I now have gas. I said, I want the band taken out. So after he looked and saw all the information I had brought him and all my documentation, he realized I was serious, and he said, okay. Whoa, I had no idea it was going to be that easy after I sweated and worried so much about what he was going to say. So this was about the end of January. He wanted me to have a colonoscopy and endoscopy to rule out, make sure everything was okay with me, and said, you know, okay, fine. And believe it or not, I got the colonoscopy, the endoscopy done, I got all the blood work, I got the insurance okay. I know this is a total miracle. And I had my RNY done on February 25th, which was exactly 3 weeks ago today. I'm doing really well. I haven't lost a whole lot of weight, but that's okay. And the problem that I'm experiencing right now, that I'm having the biggest problem with, is my recovery is extremely slow. I was back to work after my lap band surgery a week later, and prior to that I had a gallbladder out in 2006, and I was back to work within that week. And here I am with this RNY, and they removed the lap band. My surgery took about 4 hours because of the scar tissue and everything they had to do the revision. Well, when I complained to my doctor that I was having this pain in my left side where the port was removed, he said, well, what do you expect? You had major surgery. So, okay, that was 3 weeks ago. I'm still having this spasm in my side. I'm still on pain medication. I'm still slow to move. So that's my story. And I've watched a lot of Dr. Rutledge's videos, and a lot of those videos he's done revisions on, and he's interviewed people right the very next day, and they're doing great. So I don't know what's going on with me, whether, you know, because I'm a little bit older and this is going a little bit slower because they took the band out and I've got muscle damage. I don't know, but I'm more than welcome for any suggestions. If anyone's had the revision and they had their lap band removed and RNY done over, or you know, afterwards, if you can give me any words of wisdom, any help, I'd appreciate it. And I plan on cutting this video done right now so I can record another one so I can let you all know what's been going on with my actual recovery as far as eating and vitamins, and who I've watched and who has helped me a great deal. So I'll get on with that one and post this one. Thank you. Bye, everybody.